Welcome back, folks, to On Cue Billiards in La Mesa. It's the ongoing West Coast Tour by Lucasi. It's the handicap tournament. So racing to 9 for the pros, 8 for the semi-pros, 7 for the veterans, and 6 for the amateurs. And this is a pro versus an amateur. It is Ernesto Dominguez breaking the balls. He has a ball in the pocket. He's 725 Fargo, so he's racing to 9. And his opponent is Mike Edmiston. You may recall, I played in the first round. He is a 450 Fargo, so he is an amateur. He's racing to 6. So it looks like a clear shot at the 1 here for Ernesto. And the 2's waiting over the side. And he just needs to drop this in and he'll roll down table towards the 3. Ernesto, of course, the father of professional Oscar Dominguez. Well, that one rattled a little bit. This is table 2, one of the tighter tables here at On Cue Billiards. And he's unfortunately missed that 4 ball. So the distance he left himself didn't quite put as nice a stroke on that as the others. We thought we might see a break and run. Right one from Ernesto, but it wasn't to be. So Mike here has an opportunity. If he can make this 4 ball and get anywhere near the 5. And that is a great shot. Rattled a little bit, but he was accurate enough for it to drop. He didn't play it too hard. And he's got a nice shot here on the 5. I think he can just hold the cue ball in the center of the table. Nicely controlled. And it looks a little bit flat on this. I'm not sure he can drop that 8 in the side. Yeah, he's played below it. That's a good shot because he can much better off playing it in the corner pocket. He's having a little peep there to see if he could just drop it in. But I think the more confident stroke is to play it with topspin and use a couple of rails to get the cue ball. Well, he just tried to pop it in and stun out. He's done okay. He can cut this in. Just checking the pocket line. And you may want to play this with a little trace of right English. And there's a great shot there. So Mike steals the first rack and gets into a 1-0 lead. And in this tournament, it's alternate breaks. So Ernesto broke the first rack. It's going to be Mike breaking all the even numbered frames. Gives him a good crack, gets one in. I think that was the 4 ball. And he does have a shot at the 1. It's a thin cut. But if he can avoid the 8, maybe playing with a trace of right-hand spin, he can come down the table, try and get inside the 7, between the 7 and the 3, and he'll have a shot on the 2 ball. Just a delicate shot. Now he seems to be going left of center, so he's playing on that side of the table. You know, tried to get to the left of the 8. Made the pot a little bit more difficult, I think. If you played it with right, it kind of threw the 1 ball to the left. But he's got a good result here. He's snookered Ernesto pretty comprehensively. He's going to be kicking. And he's found the gap round the back. That's unfortunate. So ball in hand. Now, he could try and go for the 3 foul situation here. Of course, 3 fouls consecutively, you lose the rack. And this is quite a straightforward hook. But what you do want to try and do is get the 1 ball somewhere tricky down table. And we'd say back in the snooker hole, he's got a touch like a baby elephant. And he just rolled through and left a clear sight of the 1 to Ernesto. And he does a nice power shot there. Done forward. You'll notice that he's got a long extension on his cue. Nice draw shot out for the 3. Yeah, that looks like at least an 8, maybe even a 12-inch extension he's got on. And negotiates the angle quite nicely. And can just drop this in, come 1 rail out for the 6 in the top right. He's got a nice tempo about the table. Years of experience. Nice little stun there, and he's got a bit of an angle. He can play this with a bit of right English. Come round 2 rails for the 8. And he's overhit it somewhat. I think he wanted that 8 in the top left, so what's he going to do with this? It's a bit thin to try and cut it in. Maybe safe. Yes, indeed. Trying to hide the cue ball behind the 9. I think he's achieved that objective. So probably try and kick 2 rails into this from long rail and short rail. Try and as much of that 8 as you can. Get some separation. And a chance maybe if you hit it just right, it could go in the side or the corner. Yeah, it's a bit of a hit and hope, but got a good contact on it. I left something for Ernesto here. I'm not sure if he could actually just roll forward. Looks like he's going below center. Yeah, it's drawing out with left spin to check the cue ball back. And whilst it's not an unmissable 9, I have every confidence he'll make this with a bit of bottom left. Right shot, so Ernesto levels the scores. And he will be breaking in rack 3. Let's see what sort of a break he can muster here. So he has one in the side. Well, the 1 has gone safe. I think he may have been trying the cut break there, but the 1 went quite a long way up table. Missed the side pocket by about a diamond. So I imagine it's a safety shot coming up. Oh, I think he may have gone for the bank and a chance to get the cue ball over to the right. Possibly trying to make the 6 as well. But he's left Mike a shot here. It's a nice pot. And the 2 will go up past the 5, and the cue ball will be following forward and be heading up towards the 3. Well, looks like he tried to play a combo and knock the 6 in, but that's not worked out. He's left it over the pocket. And that'll be a gratefully received opening for Ernesto. And just roll this in, I would imagine. He's gone past the pocket line on the 3, so we can play this with a tracer right-hand side. Just throws the 3 in the pocket and leaves him out nicely for the 5. Again, a little roll shot to leave a acceptable angle on the 6 to naturally come down table for the 7. And another pocket weight kind of shot. He may pick the template up here just because this is also going to be a slow roll. And at that pace, you don't want the cue ball the knocked off line by the template. And just staying below the pocket line makes it easy to get out for perfect 9. So back into the lead, it's Ernesto. 2-1. And Mike will be breaking rack 4. Yeah, I had some comments on one of the other videos about the handicap system. I think it's fair to say that the handicapping in this tournament does favour the better player, as Mike makes a ball off the break. Yeah, I think Fargo, were you to have a 725 versus a 450, it would probably be Ernesto racing to 9 and Mike racing to 3 or 4. But this is a more serious tournament, and I think that's a great shot, by the way. Nice snooker. I think quite a lot of the players, the amateurs and the veterans, the lower Fargo players, are relishing this opportunity to play in a serious 9-ball tournament against these type of players. And by no means are we out of the running. You know, we can, if we play well and run out, then you can win a game against anybody. Nice kick there from Ernesto. And one ball's gone safe, so options here. You can't really stun the cue ball because the one's going to come back and hit the 8. Sorry, that's the 4, isn't it? Yeah, you could try thinning the 1, super thin, and come down and try and get behind the 5. Yeah, I think he's trying to just get behind the 4 there, but he might be in a spot to bother himself with his next shot. Ernesto can just push the 1 past and just glue up to the 8. Oh, but he's sold it, I think, sold out. Didn't get the close contact on the 8. And as a consequence, this 1 is available, I think, certainly onto the side and possibly even into the corner. The corner's the more attractive shot. You can follow forward, maybe with a bit of a right tip of right spin. But that's, of course, trying to stay on the left-hand side of the 2 and get it in the top right. Yeah, he didn't catch that thin enough. No massive damage done. I think this is a nice chance for a safety for Ernesto. But he's found the gap. There's always a gap. One of the sayings of snooker commentator John Virgo. Maybe a bank in the top left. Nicely done. Could go for the combo if you fancy being attacking. But I think the 2's going to end up near that long rail on the left if you make it, so you'll probably have to play a bank next. If you do make it. Yeah, looks good. He's certainly got the chance now. I think you've got to hit this quite hard and drive it into the cushion to square up the angle. You can make it in that right-hand centre pocket, and then the 3 passes the 8 into the bottom left. So, very firm, punchy shot, make the angle. Well, he seemed to just play a cross double there. I think, I'm not sure if my angle was a bit deceptive. Maybe it was a bit thinner than it looked. Suffice it to say, he was a distance away, he didn't make it, and he left a chance. For Ernesto, just rolling in the 2 ball. I think it's a safety coming up here. Hook behind the 8. Push the 3 forward and go off the rail. Made sure of that one. Yeah, that's a lot tougher. Excuse me, having a quick drink. Yeah, it's a one rail kick. It's going to be tough to get separation, but you got to just try and hit and hope. Well, he's hit the 4-ball first, so ball in hand. So it's all about getting on the 4. If you can achieve that, I think we're looking at 3-1. It's just gone beyond ideal. It's funny how when, let's say if you're a bit shorter or a bit harder, you'd have the ideal angle. So it's a bit of a cut back into a blind pocket. Nicely played, however. Didn't have a great deal to do to stay on the 5. And this angle, with a little bit of right, you can come round off 2 rails, get past the pocket line on that 8. So cue ball would naturally travel from 8 down to 9. Slightly soft, so he could well just draw across the face of the 9 for it in the bottom left. You can let your stroke out that way, and that looks good. Not even bothering moving the template, just gonna stun this in. There we go. Yep, 3-1. Ernesto with the break, rack 5. No 1 ball, that's for sure. And in fact, no ball at all. So it's a dry break and an opening for Mike. Looks as though he's got the angle to pot the 1, follow forward onto that short rail, and then with top and a bit of right-hand spin, right-hand English, come down the right-hand side of the table to have the 2 in the bottom left. And if you're being uber aggressive, you could perhaps try and play down the left-hand side of the table and go for the 2-9 combo. I think there's a chance he looked at that as well. He's going to go past it here by a long way. And he does have it in the top left. If you can stun it in. 3's waiting for him. It would look good for a run-out. Yeah, just try and put a nice stroke on this, not too hard. He was just offline at the short rail and he's sold out. So, expecting Ernesto to continue his nice form with the last game running out to do it likewise. Just has to be a bit careful with the cue ball here. Yeah, just accepted that he couldn't do a great deal and stopped it. Key shot, that was nicely played. And just managing to take a couple of inches, drawing back, just makes this 6-ball a bit more comfortable. And the benefit of having the extension on the cue apparent there. Yeah, I think on longer shots like this, it's ideal to have that extra length. I just know. And a very long bridge in front of him there, almost the entire forearm of the cue. A little bit short, but I can't see a problem. Nice punchy way, pockets the 9. Always seems to be putting it in with a little bit of running side, coming off 2 rails to be nice, safely away from any potential scratches. So it's 4-1. Mike Edmiston with the break in rack 6. Got a break dry. And not a favourable shot you're faced with here. You can only hit the top of the cue ball. You got in the 1 in. I think just got to settle for a long shot on the 2. You can try and get past the 3-ball if you want. I'm over on the left. Or you're looking at playing the gap between the 7-3. No, he's got it too thick and left it right in the jaws for Ernesto. Interesting to see. He'll probably play the gap between the 3-7. But he may just check it over and leave a longer 2 as well. Yeah, just going to go past the 3. Going close to that side pocket. Looking good. So, you're going to use the long rail on the right. A bit of spin. Where's the cue ball finishing? Oh dear, oh dear. I think it's one of those, what's the worst thing that can go wrong? I think the worst thing is just gone wrong and he hooked himself. Yeah, had he played that bit firmer, a bit more English, he'd have been okay. One rail kick. Just narrowly missed that 5. But he's going to give up ball in hand, so a chance for Mike to get back into this game. Lost 4 on the spin, and do his confidence the world of good if he can pocket 5 balls here. Slightly off angle, but should be able to come off the rail a few inches and leave himself just past the pocket line to stun that 7 in and keep the cue ball somewhere in that vicinity for an angle cut on the 8. He's played it a bit harder. He's got it in the top right. I think cue ball path is going away from the 8 down towards the top left pocket and the short rail, so interesting, he's dressing below centre. How far back's he trying to put that cue ball? That's perfect. Very nice. I suppose he would prefer to have been slightly the other side of the 8 to go down for an unmissable 9, but he can draw this back a couple of feet. Well, he's tried to play around the table and left himself considerably farther away than he would have wanted to be. So a big pressure shot here. If you can compose yourself, summon it up, and make one good shot, makes a big difference in this match. Just waiting patiently for the next player's shooter to play his stroke. And so this is a biggie. What an excellent pot that was. Really well done. A lot of people would have been disappointed for being out of shape, but he kept his calm and composure, waited all that time for, oh, let's do a scratch, so little change in the flow of the game. Mike's got a wonderful opportunity to compound the win in the last rack. That 9's right over the hole. And is he going to go for the combo? I think he is, you know. Yep, that's a hanger, that 9. I think he's his favourite to get this. What a turnaround. Could have been 5-1 a minute ago. Now it's going to be 4-3. Excellent combo. So now just one in it. He'll be feeling a whole lot better. Spotted a few good balls. He's feeling a bit of confidence in his cueing arm. It's amazing when 1 or 2 balls go in, you suddenly see the balls look a little bigger, the pockets look bigger. There we go. The 5's in. He has a shot. He has a shot. And it's not easy by any means. And I think the next one afterwards is going to be a 2-6 combo. So he's at the 4-2-4 combo. Yeah, I'd be playing this with a bit of bottom left. Got it too thin. And that's going to dress up, I think, for Ernesto. Yeah, he's got a slight angle, I believe, so can push forward off 2 or 3 rails, top and left. Oh, he's going below centre. He was happy to just draw it out there. And he's got a nice angle for this combination. But that did not work out. He's hung it up to dry. So you want to just roll the 2 to leave it right over the hole when it knocks the 4 in. Then you can play the 2 again and get up table towards the 3. He appears to be thinking about something. Well, he played that quite hard. I'm not sure what he had in mind. Maybe he was hoping to get the 2 ball over on the left, over the left-hand bottom corner, perhaps. It could have been a thinner contact than I was looking at on my monitor. So what do you do here? You do a thin edge, very, very thin, wafer thin on the left of that 2 and get the cue ball put down by the 8 ball. But he's gone thin on the other side. Is he going to get there? Not quite. He's definitely got the left-hand side of the 2, Ernesto. I don't know if he can go for the pot. He's a lot of left-hand spin on this. What a shot that was. What a beauty. Yeah, that left really threw that 2 ball into the pocket, and he's nicely on this. Just the stun shot. Very solid. Looks like he's got the ideal angle to stun down. 7 in the bottom left. And he's going above centre, so he can just follow forward. Oh, tons aside. That's expertly done. We like that shot. It's got to get to the 8 here though, so more cue power required. Oh dear. Did not see him missing that, to be honest. Certainly got the cue ball where he needed it to be, but was quite a distance off with the 7. Got to go down as an error. And what a chance for Mike. He can level the game now. Just 3 balls. He's got a nice angle to get back down table for 9 off this 8. Just 2 rails, and how's his pace? It's looking pretty good. Please excuse the changing cameras. We just had multiple matches on at the same time, so there's a camera switch there. So thin shot with the bridge, but this to level the match and continue his excellent comeback. Oh, he's too thin. Where's the cue ball? Oh, and I reckon he sold it out. What a shame. I thought he had a good chance with that, but Ernesto, I'm sure, will be punishing him with a thin cut on this 9 to go 5-3 ahead. So I made up for his missed 7 ball, and it's Mike who'll be breaking here in rack 9. And there's one in. And you look with the next shot. It doesn't look like it. He's fully hooked on the one. Looks like with the 7 that dropped in the bottom left. I'd probably play a push out here. I want to put it, I'm not too sure. Seems to be playing it towards the short rail. Let's put it up in the corner. And Ernesto's, and you can have that back. That's a bit of a poor shot. It's given Ernesto an opportunity. The collisions with other balls, I think, went wrong for him. Once again, that extended cue coming in handy. But he's travelled quite a long way down table. He's could have had a much easier 2 than this. Slightly hampered cueing and trying to cut it back in that top right. On the top left even, how was that for a shot? Belter. That could be the key to unlocking this rack. As the next few balls are literally over the pockets. Six to the 8 to the 9 is the key sequence in this rack. Leave it a nice angle to play up with left-hand English. We'll open up the angle. And I think he can follow forward here, but is he doing below centre striking? He surely is. He seemed to have a little bit of left English on that, but it didn't really reverse off the rail to give him the ideal 9. He's going to be stretching a little bit and cutting this in. No problem. Oh, the veteran player, Ernesto, just avoids the scratch as well, so moves into a 6-3 lead in this very intriguing match in the Lucasi West Coast Tour. He needs 3 more, as does his opponent Mike, who's racing to 6. So a dry break and a chance for Mike to roll this one into the side pocket. I think the 7's positioned such that you possibly could knock it off the 7, but you want to try and roll it straight in. You can have a shot on the 2 in the bottom left, and with a bit of an angle you can get up table easy for the 3. Nice shot. But bottom right, just punch it in, come back to the middle of the table. It's going forward. Oh dear, a shame. Yeah, just got a bit too thin, and it's come all the way around and presented Ernesto with a thin cut, but one that's certainly within his range and offers ideal shape on the 3, but that's too thin. He won't be happy with that, but he has got away with it to a certain extent. Could have been worse. Easy enough to hit, but you want to try and catch it kind of fullish to get it past the 5 and away and leave the cue ball in that corner. He caught it thin as a consequence. Cue ball has run away, but that's turned out very nice. Very nice indeed. Yeah, so touche. Good shot, Mike. Oh, and a miss. thought they would definitely hit that. So it could be in a spot more bother here, because this is a very easy shot to lock up behind the 5 and get that 2 ball away. But he may be going for the, I think is he going for the pot here? I might be inclined to go for 3 fouls, just stun the cue ball hard against the 5 and get that 2 down the table. But each to his own. If he wants to pot this and get on the 3 and run out, who's to say he's wrong? A little bit betwixt and between. Just cut back into a blind pocket on the left. I think that's favourable over the right. But whether you try and he's going below centre, so he's trying to draw it onto the short rail. Yeah, too thick, I'm afraid. But the 3 catches the 9 very nicely and goes safe. So he's not going to pay a penalty for that. And that 3 looks pretty frozen to that rail. Unless they're going for the thin edge, down behind the 4. But there's always a chance you can drop in the pocket when you're playing that shot. And on a bad day, you're going off or you scratch, and that's what's happened. So just having a walk around the table. See where he wants everything. Easy, put that 3 in the corner. Kind of leave the cue ball pretty much where it is. You could try and come back a few inches if you wanted. And that looks just about right. 4, 5, 6 is no problem. 6 to the 7, that's the key for Mike here. If he can negotiate that, that'll be a wonderful run out. And I think he's got the confidence now. He's feeling as though he can make the pots hit that are in front of him. Certainly got his composure and focus back. So do you play below it? I think you do from this angle. Not too straight, but try and get straight-ish on that 7 into the top right. Bit further, bit further. Oh, look at this for a shot. That's a delight. I mean, he could have picked it up with his hand and put it there, because that's plumb. Just got to roll forward a little now. Well, he seems to be going a bit punchy with this. What happened there, folks? Did he go for the side pocket? I can't quite fathom what happened. Oh, is it a missed cue? And a great cut from Ernesto, pouncing on that opportunity. Little thin cut here off the short rail with middle left-hand side. Gonna roll a little far. Yeah, just takes the precaution of moving the rack. And this will be a nice steady roll, I think. And a well-controlled cue ball. Ernesto does the business and moves to 7-3. And he's breaking here in rack 11. So once again, not really going for the cut break on the 1, just trying to drive into the pack and make anything. And it breaks dry. Does hook Mike on the 1, however, so we can imagine him pushing out here. What did he do there? Well, I think he actually played the 1. He said, I'm going to play the 1. He could have pushed out. And he missed the kick. And he's given ball in hand here to his very experienced opponent. Says thank you very much. Now you can make the 2 here. Can't really make the 3. Is there a combo to put the 9 in? A 3-ball combination? 3 onto the 5? Oh no, no thanks. I'll just do that instead. A much better option for Ernesto. And I think he's got a kick at this. There is a chance he can catch it thin and actually cut it in. There are other more remote, slim chances of things happening, like hitting the rail, hitting the 3 knocks the 9 in. Oh, but he's hit it well, and the cue ball has made a rail, so it's a good hit. Pretty taxing shot. Try and roll this in dead weight. That's exactly what he did, and he has sold it out, so another chance for Mike to run out. If he can get a nice shape on this 4, that becomes a real possibility. That's not bad. You can just draw across to the other long rail. He wants to get somewhere past the pocket line if he does that. We could even come out to like the middle of the table. He could make the 5 and get down for the 6 easy that way. Oh, he's a bit flat actually. All that spin just moved it back into the 6. So here we go. Big power draw shot. It doesn't look too bad. I think you just push forward here. Just kind of medium to slow pace and leave yourself the 7 in the side. Yeah, he's got it in the corner as well, actually. Yeah, corner's probably better. Although he wants to try and get back above the pocket line on the 8. Doesn't really want to be playing the 8 and going around the table. But having said that, you can probably get that 9 from anywhere. Certainly anywhere in the bottom half of the table. So if you just want to stop this in, that's fine. Don't worry too much about it. You should be able to negotiate shape on the 9 off that 8 from anywhere. Wow. And he drew back to the short rail. So now he can just drop this in. He's got enough angle to play forward off the short rail. Otherwise he can just go like dead pocket weight. And a little bounce will do. It's a bit thinner than he would have liked. Got to avoid the scratches here, particularly the one in the top left. Like that. On another day they may go in. So he wins that one. He's breaking 4-7 down now, Mike. Needing 2 more. Anything on a drop? Doesn't look likely. But I think he's going to get safe. Is there a gap? There may be a gap to hit it. I'm not sure if there's a gap to knock it in. What do I know? That definitely would have gone. I just rattled it, and he wouldn't have been on the 2, even if it dropped, but I don't know if he's got cover. That 7's come to his rescue. Looking at Mike's body language here, he appears to have a clear shot. I don't know if he was trying to play that with English or if he was just playing the hook. Certainly got it safe, that's for sure. Just about made the edge of it. But he's going to leave a pot opportunity. And natural angle of this does come around off 2 rails towards that 2. Be nice if you could sort of like aim for getting the cue ball towards the 9 and then you're nicely on it. That's not too bad. He's got to come away from the 3. And there's traffic problems with the 7 and the 5 on the natural route of that cue ball. I think if you put a lot of bottom on, you can avoid those. It'd have to be bottom and left. So when it comes off the short rail, it goes back up the middle of the table. You've got to put a bit of power into it. How about that for a shot? Wow. Played through the gap with a 9 and he's perfect. Perfect on the 3. He kind of held his hand up a little bit. Maybe he didn't play the gap or didn't play to get past the 9 so closely, but he did a wonderful effort. And I think the adrenaline might be flying a little now as he walks around the table and looks at these few balls. Because 4 through 7 are all super inviting. And even 7 to 8, back to 9. It's a roadmap for that laid out ahead of him. Just don't leave yourself straight on the 6. He's a bit flat. Just limited to only really being able to draw back. I think there's a tiny angle. He could probably pinch the pocket a little bit to get onto that long rail on the right. Trying to play with top and right hand side to really run the cue ball around the angle. I think that's what he's doing. Oh no, he must have been aiming below centre. He dropped his tip. That's me. I could have sworn he was putting top on that. So it said, Mr. Bank, really? That's what you've got to put your money on here. Make sure you get shape on the 8. Nice bank. But if you're going for it, you've got to really ensure it's going to pay off by giving you the game-winning opportunity that you're hoping it does. And I think he's got a great shot there. He's got a nice angle to get out for the 9. He's certainly done that. So steel yourself here for a brilliant run out in the context of this match. Put yourself on the hill. Cool as you like. How about that? Well done, Mike. So he moves to 5 racks on the hill. Ernesto needs both the remainders to progress. Mike with the break in this, what he hopes is a lucky rack 13. Almost made the cut 1. But it's got to be dry. Nothing available for Ernesto, however, except potentially a push out. And it's not an easy run out from here, the way the balls are located. maybe had a go at the combo, but tied up the balls a little bit further. Yeah, if you're thinking about making a coffee, now's the time to go and do it, folks, because it could be here for a few minutes resolving this game. What would I do here? I think I would hit that one almost full and just stun forward the cue ball, lock it up to the 3. I think the idea was the same. He was just using the one rail to try and control the cue ball there. But a little swerve coming up. He's made contact, and how's it going to finish? I think he's done okay, you know. That appears to be a hook back. There's a gap. How's this finishing? Well, there's something there. I mean, nothing easy. Thin cut, load up with spin. Yeah, that's a beauty. Holding the cue ball very nicely for the 2. Appears to be a bit straight, trying to draw back out for the 3. Don't go behind the 9. Well, he's made it a bit awkward. He's bridging over the 5. Very nicely done. How's your look? Well, I think he's done it, you know. He can make this. They're close together, but I think the potting angle is makeable with a delicate strike. Oh, you get the cue ball. Well, he's playing a thin edge, playing safe. Yeah, there you go. How do you like those onions? Much better than my dubious attempt at a pot recommendation. It looks as though it could perhaps be a 3-ball combo. He's gone for the short stick. Trying to jump to the left-hand edge of that. Yeah, we didn't get to see the contact, but it was obviously a foul. Ball in hand to Ernesto. Making the 4 now. He's got a golden chance to get himself on the hill. Yeah, the key ball here is going to be 7 to the 8. And it's actually not straightforward when the ball's right over the pocket to get position from it. And especially here, he appears to be quite flat. You can pinch the pocket a little bit, but not a lot. So, is it a draw shot, left-hand side? Where's that cue ball going? Where's he going? Oh, yes, indeed. That's going to be crucial. He's got the game here now, Mike. He can steel himself. I'm sure he thought he was going hill there. But that's got to go down as an error from Ernesto. I don't think it's unlucky when you scratch. I think you've played the shot and put the cue ball on that line. So had he been better on the 7, it wouldn't have been an issue. Mike pockets the 8 and this 9 for a memorable win. The 6-7 win over Ernesto Dominguez. Mike Edmiston wins and shakes the hand of Ernesto Dominguez. Thanks for watching, folks. We really do appreciate it. Please tune in to the channel for more from this tournament.